recording. We got 5, 4, 3. I'm going to introduce you, John.
Okay.
And it's booting up. It's about halfway there. And welcome to Naptown Nation with John Guy, Eli, and Peggy.
The siren of Sarasota.
And let's not forget Gracie the Wiener Dog.
And Gracie the Wiener Dog. You betcha.
Right. Oh, she's so sweet.
Well, welcome. Our producer was telling us that people actually listen to this, which I kind of find, well, as Eli put it, it's kind of sad that there are people out there whose lives are so empty that they listen to us.
Well, we're probably a pleasant change from listening to the news. Maybe.
Well, yeah.
I'm pretty pleased, actually. I'm glad to hear it, and I want to thank every one of them.
Yeah, thank you for listening.
But I will make fun of you later.
Yes, and they should be calling instead of just listening.
Absolutely, John.
Absolutely.
John, why don't you throw out there how they can call us?
I think that's our producer's job.
All right.
He probably has it in hand.
I do have it in hand. I can pull that up for you. It is. I'm not too prepared today. Still logging from the holidays.
I threw you a curve, and I'm a lefty, so I don't expect you to get out of the park.
Oh, is that what hit me?
Yep. I'm like Nolan Ryan. I wouldn't hit you on purpose, but I'd brush my own mom back.
Well, that's baseball. So we need people to call in. Area code 720-707-2699. Then they will be asked to enter the meeting number, which is 369-69-6629. And then just hit pound and you'll be right in the room.
Or do it the easy way and download that Zoom app.
Yeah, that's the easiest way.
That's the easiest. Absolutely.
And you just enter that code in the Zoom app and you're away to go.
That's right. Absolutely. Well, we've had here in Naptown Nation, we've had an interesting week when it comes to sports.
Yes, we have.
Peggy.
Yeah.
The love of my life, who replaced Ashley. Ashley, she wanted me to buy futures tickets for the Dallas Cowboys. How'd that work out, Eli?
Well, it really sucked this year, but I tell you what, if you're going to buy them next year, bud. They're going to win next year, but they're going to dominate the East.
Well,
I love Mike. I love Mike McCarthy, hell of a coach.
Well, I bought 2 futures tickets for the Cowboys, one for the Eagles, one for the Browns, and one for the Bears. You add that up, that's $25 that I flushed down a toilet. What are the odds that I would pick 5 losers?
Well, I've known you for a while, John. I'm not surprised.
And then I ran across, well, of course, the Colts watched it from the sidelines. How are the Pacers doing, Eli?
They're winning big tonight. I'm glad you asked. They're 6th in the East. Unfortunately, they play in the same division as the Bucks.
Yeah.
So, I mean, but they look really good. You know, I like to always open our podcast with a little Naptown Nation sports review. So do you mind if I do that again?
You go right ahead.
Go right ahead, yeah.
Very proud of our Butler Bulldogs, located a few miles from my house here in beautiful Speedway, Indiana. Bulldogs are number 6, and they can play defense. Oh my God. I'm really, really proud of them. That's a school where if you suck as a person, you're not going to play there or stay there. I'd love to see more universities adopt that philosophy. Speaking of our good old Colts, the worst thing I think may happen to them is Costanzo says he may hang it up. That's a heck of a line that team's got, no matter who they bring in to play quarterback.
Did you happen to read about Vince Carter?
No.
He's the first NBA player.
Oh, yeah, to play in all those decades and stuff. Yeah, Pacers played them the night before last. Yeah, hey, they had a list of the players who weren't born yet when he started playing.
Yeah, I mean, that's amazing to me.
It is. It's crazy.
And how about those Indianapolis Enforcers? Is it looking good?
Well, you know, I had exchanged holiday greetings with Coach Carter, and we did not talk about the team, but I've been following it closely online. I think they may be competitive, and that's really all you can ask for.
That's all you can ask for.
Put on a good show.
No, yeah, that's the second thing you have to ask for, is putting on a good show. Because in all honesty, in indoor football, nobody comes to see the game, really. You know, it's not like they're superstars. It's not like they're going to the NFL next week. They are marginal players playing in a marginal league, playing a marginal sport. And so the whole thing comes back down to putting on one hell of a show. And that's what brings people in and brings them back.
If you can't be good, be entertaining.
Absolutely.
Hey, I got a question for you about talent level in the arena leagues. You've been around it, 2 decades?
Yeah, more. But anyway.
I know that most of those guys, with very, very rare exceptions, aren't going to the NFL. Most of them are never get the foot in a camp. What about Canada? You think some of those guys could play in Canada?
I think some could. I got into semi-pro football in 1976.
Hey, me too, John.
Wow.
That's a long time ago, and I was in the service, and I worked with 2 teams, one middle of the road, and another one that was top grade. And a lot of the guys that played in the second team, which was in West Virginia, I might add.
Heck yeah.
The Rockets, a lot of them played in the USFL. The USFL basically wiped out that league by taking all the key players.
Okay.
And very few guys from the Interstate Football League back east in Maryland and Pennsylvania went anywhere. But the USFL really, really helped. And then by the time you got these other fringe leagues like the XFL, and you brought the CFL into play, all of a sudden guys had opportunities. You know, I mean, you and I have talked about the 1987 NFL strike.
Yeah.
They took over 100 semi-pro players and put them in the NFL.
Well, the Vikings took a whole team. They took
that is correct.
Took the Page Eagles, took them
That's
intact,
right.
and it paid off for them.
Yeah, it did. It really did.
Page was good, although we have to say I was 2-0 against him lifetime.
Oh, we
Hey,
hated,
John, I said we both
we
started
hated to play
semi-pro.
Page.
I stated we both started playing semi-pro ball in 76.
Yeah.
That's a technicality for me. I actually started in 75. I was playing basketball for Chrysler Corporation here in the city. And
Okay.
this guy saw me. I was a pretty stout young man at 18. I was probably 245 pounds, very, very lean at 245. And like I say, I played forward in basketball. And he goes, "Hey, man, you ever thought about playing football?" I'm like, "Yeah, I played in high school, got kicked out of Ball State, blah, blah, blah." So I played the rest of the year under somebody else's name. So I never counted that one.
Wow.
Let's just say I was a mid-season waiver find.
Do you remember Joe Klecko of the Jets?
Oh yeah, his kid played for the Colts.
He played under an assumed name before he joined the Jets.
Wow.
Yeah.
So he was Jim Thorpe in it.
He was Jim Thorpe in it. Yes, he was.
Wow.
Peggy, what oddity do you have to share with us tonight?
Oh, let's see.
Well, what's odd in Florida?
everything is odd here.
Yeah,
What did I just
Florida,
see?
John.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
It's sort of a redundant question, an oxymoron.
What did I just see? I just saw this. I thought it was odd myself. Now I can't find it again.
You'll find it.
I'll find it.
Here in Arizona, Eloy, Arizona, which is as close to a town named after Eli as you're going to get.
Kid.
Really? You got your own town?
On New Year's Eve, people in Arizona love to shoot guns up into the air.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah. Well, he shot a gun up into the air. It didn't strike a person. It
That's
didn't
good.
even. What it did is it took the entire internet out of
Oh, no.
Eloy, Arizona.
Oh, Lordy.
Oh, gosh. He's in trouble, man.
Oh, he definitely is in trouble. I mean, how do you shoot a gun into the air and take out the entire town's internet? Huh.
I was afraid you were going to say shot somebody.
No, oh no, we do that all the time.
Hey, John, I got to do an indie shout out since the Siren of Sarasota said shoot somebody. It's day 6 of 2020, and we've already got 3 murdered in Indianapolis.
Wow.
Yeah, we're not fooling around this year.
Well, at least it's not like one a day. I mean, it's like,
No,
Yeah.
that's pretty good. Yeah, you know, it's bad when the president talks about the Indianapolis crime rate. Think about that. I must not be very good at my job, huh, John?
Well, Eli was telling me before you came on, Peg, that already tonight 2 SWAT calls. And Eli usually goes because he's a negotiator on the SWAT team.
oh, really? I thought you were the bicycle policeman.
I do bicycles also. I just don't look like I do bicycles.
But
So
I
you're a
guess
negotiator.
the second call was a guy who wanted to commit suicide by cop.
Oh, God. That is sad. Oh.
So you know Eli would have been called out on that.
Yeah, this knee's cost me a lot of money, John. I get paid overtime for all this stuff, you know.
Oh.
And they won't let me. I have to be full duty status, even though I just sit in the armored vehicle most of the time.
Sure.
I understand where they're coming from, though.
Oh, yeah. Now, we talked briefly about diabetes.
Yes, sir.
What is a good score when you take your little blood sample, Eli?
I usually manage mine with diet and prescription, and I usually wake up I'm right at 90 when I get up in the morning.
Okay.
You know,
What's the highest?
happy.
What's the highest you usually get to?
In the mornings?
Anytime.
If I do bad things like today and go to a buffet with my son, I've been known to push 200 or more.
Okay. So Wednesday, this past Wednesday, I was not feeling well. And so I did my little finger prick.
You said.
I did. And turned out my meter wouldn't read it.
Oh, Lord.
Wow.
And that's a bad sign usually.
Yeah.
So I go to the emergency room here in Casa Grande, Arizona, and their meter does work. And 596.
What?
You were conscious.
Oh my God. That is remarkable
Lord.
that you were conscious. Whoa.
So I was about a quarter of an inch away from a diabetic coma.
Yeah, that's why I say you're lucky you're conscious.
Yeah.
Oh God.
And suffering from major dehydration, which comes along with it, and the fact that everything I was looking at was now blurry. And
Oh no.
so they hooked me up to saline and started giving me the shots and trying to put as much medication into me as they possibly could. And they released me when it got down to 350 something.
Wow. Dude, I feel crappy when if I get more than like 250, I feel pretty shitty.
Yeah, 596, I'm writing that down as a personal record.
Oh gosh.
But I still wanted to hit 6.
So were you like
close?
Let me throw this out there, John. You come to Indy, you can shoot. I'll take you to a buffet. You can shoot for 6. We'll have your syringe ready. We'll pull you out of it, bud.
I mean, the nurses are looking at me like, you walked through the door on your own?
A guy I work with hit 900, dude. He did pass out.
Oh,
He did pass
wow.
out. It was at Cracker Barrel. So he passed out. And I'm like, yeah, everybody's looking at me. I'm like, he's diabetic. And they're like, how do you know? I'm like, because I work with him. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, he lived.
Wow.
He lived.
So John, what were you eating that caused your blood sugar to go up so high? Is it food related, or is it
Nothing.
just?
I wasn't eating much of anything, really.
And you were pretty much empty, and you got that high of a reading, so your pancreas is shot.
Yeah.
Oh, that's no fun. God, I've been on.
I don't know if the VA does transplants on that or not, but.
Well, I tell you, I also have acute pancreatitis, and I've had to take enzyme treatment for it. It is no fun.
Really?
No, it messes you up inside, dude. Let's put it this way. You'll want to live in the bathroom for like a week.
Already.
Hey, it's either that or death, Peggy. You know, I had to make a choice.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Pancreas is one thing that you're doomed if that thing goes out.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, yeah. People that get pancreatic cancer
And my
Oh,
my
that's
my
not good.
my beautiful Christine lived 9 weeks and a day after diagnosis.
That's a heartbreaker.
Yeah.
Oh.
So right
So
now I'm peeing 20 times a day.
did
Which,
they give you anything? Did they give you any medication or anything?
no.
They're not
No.
going to start you on insulin, or you got to go see your regular MD.
I'm going to have to go see my regular MD.
I hope your
I'm going
insurance
to see
takes
my
care of it.
pharmacist. Metformin obviously is not working out real well. How's that? And then the cerebellar ataxia. That's killing my mobility. So
Oh.
the combination of cerebellar ataxia and diabetes. I was telling a gentleman just a couple days ago that I've only won two things in life. I won in the draft lottery back in the 1970s. I was number 6.
Oh, no.
Which sent me at a sprint to the Army recruiter's office. That was my first win. The second win, have you seen those Roundup commercials on television?
Oh, yeah. You may be entitled to compensation.
I am. I have chronic lymphocytic leukemia.
Oh, John. Oh.
Well, no, it's not. It's not. Oh, it's like my doctor said. He goes, well, you've got leukemia, but you've got the good kind. To which I said the same thing you guys are thinking.
What's the good kind?
What's a good kind of leukemia? So I'm just monitored. That's all I am. About every 3 to 6 months.
Huh.
I go in and give blood, and they sort of check on my progress, kind of thing. But other than that, nothing until the Roundup commercials.
Oh, from the military?
Have you ever been diagnosed with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma? And I'm sitting by that TV and I'm going, yeah. Have you ever used Roundup? Well, shit. Every male in America that has grass
That's they're gonna say lived in a house.
has probably used Roundup. So I called the special 800 number.
Damn it, Gracie.
What's Gracie doing now?
He's got the damn remote. I'm trying to watch the West Virginia game.
So I call this 800 number because, wait a minute, I have Roundup back outside my shed. And I have CLL. Maybe I'm a winner. Because the last 2 people who went to court with this each received by the jury, before the judge knocked it down, $1 billion each.
No.
Wow. Well, they're
So
still
you're
selling
going to buy
it.
an arena league, right?
Well, so I call this number, this 800 number on my TV set, and this lady answers from upstate New York. And she takes all my information, and I go, where are you located? And she goes, upstate New York. Well, it's midnight here in Arizona, which means you're answering the phones at 3 a.m. You guys are desperate for clients. She goes, well, I just farm them out. I get all the information and farm it out. So I have a legal team in Seattle, Washington. And I'm looking for, yes, Eli, enough money to buy my own arena league. Because if you divide what Bear Aspirin has put aside, which is $8 billion, by the number of current claimants, which is 17,000,
That's not very many.
everyone would be getting, on average, about $475,000.
I'm cheap. I'll take $50K right now.
But it's a tort case, not a class action, which means that some people will get more money than others. And they looked at me, or they called me, and they said, well, how long have you had this, been diagnosed with this chronic lymphocytic leukemia? And I said, 10 years. They go, holy smokes. I said, but there's a kicker. 9 years ago, I was diagnosed with cerebellar ataxia, which kills your cerebellum. Now, there's no medical work directly linking the two together, but then again, there's no research that doesn't link them together. So I'm sitting back at my computer and I'm thinking to myself, wow, I could get $500,000.
Ding, 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 ding.
The lawyer gets 40%.
Okay.
So I'd only walk away with, and it's non-taxable because it's a medical settlement. So I'm thinking, gee, sometime this summer, I'm going to get a check in the mail maybe for $250,000.
Wow, that'll be nice.
I consider that found money.
Heck yeah.
You betcha.
Wow.
Which means that I can do that small boat river cruise up the Rhine River in Germany. I could afford that. Now, by that point in time, I won't be able to afford getting off the boat for a land excursion. But I went to the neurologist last week also, who said, you're doing much better with cerebellar ataxia. And I went, no, you're lying to me. He says, yeah, I kind of am. I'm putting you in for a walker.
Yes.
I said, there's no such thing as a cool looking walker.
I don't know.
Will no longer be at the cool kids table with a walker.
You could get a horn for it and a rear view mirror. I used to work at the friendship centers with seniors, and I had a friend who had a walker with a rear view mirror and a horn.
There you go.
Yeah, you could.
Was it the honker horn where you squeeze the ball?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, those are the best. Although I would all of a sudden have enough money to put basically a train horn on it.
Wow.
You gotta have a power source and all that.
And people would be dashing everywhere.
Yeah. I think you get one of those 3-cycle police sirens, John, because you get air horn, you get the Euro yelp, you get the whale.
Oh yeah.
That might be the way to go, and it's smaller.
Oh, maybe you could get a little blue light that flashes too.
Oh,
a red light. Yeah.
That'd be good.
Or get a helmet with one of those that flashes. Yeah.
I could pimp it out. You bet. And then I could wear a large wide-brimmed hat with a feather in it and wear a lot of purple clothing.
But John, are you going to get those shoes with like the Velcro top on them so you don't have to tie them?
Yeah, I could do that.
Go with your walker. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Now, being Serbian, being Slavic, I've got the mandatory Adidas tracksuit I could loan you.
But I could look like a pimp with a walker.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, talk about a niche.
You could get like a big like fur mink kind of coat. you know?
Yeah,
I see him all Huggy Bear looking.
that's
Yeah.
right. That's right. By the way, Peggy, it's Christmas Eve tonight.
It is.
Is it?
Yes, I'm Serbian Orthodox, old calendar adherent. It's Christmas Eve, so.
Wow.
Kind of defies description if you think about it.
Yeah, I'm old, so I should use the old calendar.
The Serbian calendar. Is that
Orthodox,
the Serbian?
yeah. Is that,
Huh.
people ask me about that. They're like, "Why do you guys have a different calendar?" I'm like, "Why do you guys have a different calendar? Ours was here first."
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
We're always imposing on everybody else. Our calendar, everything else. You guys, I found that story, and it's a Christmas Eve story, the weird
Share it.
story
Oh,
you were looking
How
for.
appropriate! This Christmas Eve when you found a Christmas Eve story.
Yes. Okay. This is about a Florida man.
No way.
And this is from the Huffington Post, so it must be real, right?
Sure.
A Florida man had an unusual visitor on Christmas Eve, one who had toes, not toys, on his mind.
Oh, is this? Oh, I know where you're headed with this one.
The unnamed victim said he woke up and discovered his toes were being sucked by a stranger, according to Orlando station WKMG TV. Even more disturbing, when the victim asked his visitor what was going on, the man said he was there to suck his toes, according to the Manatee County Sheriff's Department. The victim fought back only to have the alleged toe sucker attempt to grab the victim's genitals before claiming he had a gun, according to the Bradenton Herald. The victim, who never saw the gun, managed to force the suspect out of his home. The accused toe sucker then smashed a window in the home and destroyed the victim's car windshield before getting away on foot. Although the policeman took DNA swabs from the victim's toes and used a police dog to try to track down the suspect, no one has been arrested, according to the Orlando Weekly.
Wow.
We can't say whether the Florida suspect saw the latest season of Temptation Island before the alleged assault, but the video above offers some thoughts on toe sucking, which is just about the strangest Christmas Eve story I've ever heard.
Wow.
I hope they get a DNA match on those swabs, because that guy, everyone's going to know who this guy is, and he's going to have to register as a sex offender, I'm going to assume.
I would think. Yeah.
So, all these other molesters and rapists will be in this, meetings he's going to have to go to as condition for his release. And they're like, "Oh, yeah, I'm sorry, I raped."
I'm going to the
I
toe
sucked the
suckers.
guy's toes.
Oh, God, that's so disgusting.
Yeah, even in a room full of sexual criminals, I'm probably going to get up and move one seat further away.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
not
On the Group
good.
W bench.
Oh, anyway, that was my weird story.
That's a good one, yeah.
That's
Hey,
a
George.
very good
Program.
one. Yes.
Now that's the kind of stuff we're looking for. I told John, you are the siren of Sarasota, but to me, you are our SOS. So
That's right. Siren of Sarasota, SOS.
Oh, really? Mayday, mayday.
that's
Have
right.
we
She
talked,
saved us again.
Eli, have we talked about the guy that was sound asleep and he woke up because someone was nibbling on his toes?
No, we haven't, John.
And it turned out he had a gangrenous toe.
Oh.
Oh. Oh.
And he kind of wondered who would be nibbling on my toe. Turned out it was his dog.
Oh.
He ate his toe.
Don't let Gracie hear this. This is not good.
That's it.
Gracie's almost deaf. She didn't hear anything.
His small little dog ate his toe off while he was sleeping.
Ate his toe off?
Ate it off.
John, I'm not going to tell you any names, but I'm going to tell you a gross police story.
Neat. In
Got a
Indiana,
call.
gross police story?
Oh, one I was there.
Oh, good.
So we get a run. No, mom won't come to the door. Haven't heard from her for a week. You know the result. We go in. She's in there in the bathroom, still seated on the toilet, by the way. We're looking at her, and part of her shins and calves are gone. We find a Chihuahua.
They're evil.
Yeah, it was pretty.
Oh my gosh! Oh.
We had in Phoenix, and the police were involved in this one also. There was a pack of feral Chihuahuas that terrorized a neighborhood in Phoenix.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Feral
my
Chihuahuas.
goodness. In fact, they ended up, the feral Chihuahuas, well, they were attacking people getting off the bus. The police were involved up to their ankles, I guess.
I was going to say.
But the Chihuahuas actually, and this made national news, the Chihuahuas went and they got a German Shepherd
Right.
as their wingman.
Oh, it's like a Disney movie.
It was.
Yeah.
Oh, animal control, the police department, the entire neighborhood of Maryvale in Phoenix, they were terrorized by these feral Chihuahuas.
How many Chihuahuas were there, John?
They were like 30, 40.
Holy cow.
Well, Chihuahuas breed very quickly. Their gestation period, not too long. So they were creating more feral Chihuahuas as animal control tried to figure out what the hell to do.
Wow.
But when they started attacking children and adults, that's when the Phoenix Police Department got involved.
Oh my gosh. Couldn't they call the ASPCA and have like some sort of rehab program?
Sarah
for
McLaughlin's
them?
going to be on there crying later, John.
I mean, it was, like I said, it made national news. In fact, you can Google feral Chihuahuas, Arizona, and it'll bring up all the headlines from all across the world.
You know I'm going to shows over.
There you go. Feral Chihuahuas.
There was a lady in 2019. It was a dachshund mix gang of feral dogs. They killed her.
Yes, they did.
Remember that?
Yes,
Yeah.
they did.
The gang of feral Chihuahua.
In her front yard?
Yeah.
Yeah. They got her.
Wiener dogs
God.
are vicious little dogs if you make them mad.
Yeah.
They're bred to go fight badgers face first in a hole,
Back in April of this past year, Eli, did you happen to be working the Indiana State Fairgrounds?
Nope.
For the
I got enough
Indianapolis Oddities and Curiosities Expo?
But I'm going this year. I've got it in my calendar.
Outstanding. Because I'm looking at a picture of Amanda Rex from Davenport, Iowa, who swings from I don't know. She's swinging back and forth from body hook piercings off the ground.
Yeah.
She's in a lotus position and she's being held up.
I've
I don't
heard
know what
about
to
that.
say.
Oh yeah.
People,
Good Lord.
there is the whole people with, I'm an old school person, so I don't really get into the why people get everything pierced anyway, or the face alterations or whatever. But somebody was telling me that there's the whole thing that people get high off of, like having hooks inserted in their
Yeah.
backs, and just creeps me out. I can't imagine, but
Yeah,
I guess
I'm pretty
there's some.
open-minded, but no, I've got tattoos and I've been pierced in the past. Had to let them grow over for work, but no, I'm not getting suspended by any hooks. But hey, if that turns you on,
Remember that movie with Richard Harris, and it was back in the 70s, and he was
A Man Called Horse.
A Man Called Horse. There you go.
There you go. Yes.
He was suspended by wires or something.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yes, by the Native Americans.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wow.
my. I'm looking at the pictures, Eli, from the Indy Star. Naptown's. Naptown used to have 3 newspapers. Now they have 1. And I delivered 2 of them.
What was the evening one? That's the one I read. That was the news.
That was the news. And then you had the Indianapolis Times.
Wow, I don't remember the times.
The Times, the Star, and the News. All 3 were dailies. So I'm looking at the Indy Star, the article from April on I've got to come back to Indy in April, Eli.
Yeah, because I'll be released medically then too, so I'll be able to do something.
I've got to see this Oddities and Curiosities Expo. One guy's walking around, and here's a picture, full color, in the Indy Star of a guy walking around showing off his eyeballs on a fork.
Oh.
It is as disgusting as you think it is.
Yeah. So I guess there really is more than corn in Indiana.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, like
Rash the Clown? Really?
Fork and eye.
Eye on a fork.
Oh, God. Well,
that's yeah. You need to look this up, Peggy, because wow,
It's got a Facebook page, so you can check it out there.
Wow.
What's it called?
It's called the Indianapolis Oddities and Curiosities.
Yeah, John and I'll see you in April, Peggy.
We all 3 of us should meet for that.
Yeah.
All 3 of us should commit on air.
We'll do a Naptown Nation from the event.
Possibly 50 people.
We can do it live.
Yeah, we'll do it from there, John.
Oh, that would be great.
Oh my gosh, you're right.
Holy smokes. They've got some great stuff. Huh. Well, I think we all 3 need to commit. We're going to be at the next one.
I don't know. It says the entry cost VIP is $20.
I think we can afford it because
it's in the budget.
You guys can stay here so you won't have to pay a hotel bill.
Nice. And I'm going to be getting that medical settlement check at some point in time.
So you'll have the $20.
I'll have the 20, but here's even better. I have a friend whose name is Lenny Randall.
Good old Lenny.
Lenny was a professional baseball player for 13, 14 years. Then went to Italy and bought a villa on the Mediterranean. He has 3 houses here in the States, 2 academies, one in San Diego and one on the Mediterranean in Italy. He owns his own Italian baseball. And he calls me up Now, I'm not making any of this up. He calls me up 2 months ago. He said, John, you need to come out to San Diego. He said, Lenny, I don't really, want to drive all the way to San Diego. To which Lenny says, and I quote, do you want me to send Arnold Schwarzenegger's limo to pick you up?
Wow.
Lenny takes vacations with Michael Jordan. They go to Idaho. Michael puts on a baseball cap, sunglasses, and no one recognizes him out in the woods of Idaho. I go, no, I don't think so, Lenny. He goes, well, you want to join me for the ASU Oregon game? Sure, why not? It's here in Tempe. Okay, I've reserved the skybox, the big skybox. I'm going to be bringing about, 15 professional athletes, and I want you to join me. And I'm going,
Wow.
okay. So I attend, and it was a hell of a game. ASU knocked off Oregon, number 1, and it was all the free refreshments and snacks that you wanted. And Lenny goes, well, you didn't take me up on me sending Arnold Schwarzenegger's limo to pick you up, but I got a good friend by the name of Ozzie Virgil, who was a major league catcher for many years. He's got his own private plane. Let me fly you here for me. He's a good buddy of mine. Now, Lenny flies here from Italy in his own private jet. That's how he goes to a ball game in Tempe. He flies from Milan, Italy.
So Greta's going to show up and kick his ass some days, what you're saying.
Well, we show up and he goes, John, where are you? I said, I'm over by the will call window, Lenny. He goes, okay, here's the deal. I'm going to send 3 WWE wrestlers to come get you. And so 3 of some of the biggest white people I have ever seen in my life turned the corner and boom, I was in. And I'm just looking at Lenny going, wow, you know everyone. He goes, yeah, absolutely. Lenny played 2 sports at ASU. He speaks 5 languages and he has a master's degree. He has not put his talents to waste. In fact, I'll do us all one better. Let me try to get him on here next week.
Please do.
Yeah.
Next Monday,
really.
because Lenny's crazy. If you look up the videos, Lenny was famous for 2 things in his Major League Baseball career, both of which were captured on YouTube. The first one was a pitcher decided to throw behind Lenny to intimidate him. Lenny played football at ASU. Can you think of where I'm going with this, Eli?
Yes, sir.
He ignored the third base coach's sign, laid down a bunt on the first base line. Pitcher had to come to field it. You can look at the video on YouTube. He took that pitcher out.
Yeah.
Oh, bench is empty. Oh my God. He threw a football block on that pitcher and just totally wiped him out. Totally wiped him out. The second thing, was there was a foul ball hit down the third base line. Lenny was third baseman for the Chicago Cubs. And he got down on his hands and knees as this ball is slowly rolling up the third base line, and he blew it foul. That's also a YouTube video.
I remember. That was famous, dude.
That was it. That's Lenny. The umpires had no idea how to rule on this.
Because he didn't touch the ball.
He never touched the ball. He just blew it foul. They ended up awarding the batter first base. But, yeah, Lenny.
That was one of the most creative moves in baseball ever. It's got to be top 5.
It is. It is. Lenny played for the Cubs, and when the day game naturally was over, he'd go down to Second City in downtown Chicago, and he'd do stand-up with John and Jim Belushi.
I was going to say, that's the original Saturday Night Cruise hangout.
Yep. He did stand-up with John Belushi.
I'll be darned.
Wow.
Rolling Stone magazine did a big article on Lenny and claimed he was the most interesting man in the history of baseball.
Even more than Bill Moonman Mullen?
Oh, well, he knows all these crazy people.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I'm looking at-
Him and the Moonman would be quite a mix.
Oh, I said, Bill Lee,
Yeah.
the spaceman. Oh,
Yep.
yeah, let's call him up. Lenny's got him on speed dial. He's got every crazy baseball player imaginable. Remember the Mad Hungarian?
Of course.
Al Hrabosky. Lenny knew.
I avow.
Yep, that's right. I'm going to get in touch with Lenny. Let's get him on next Monday night's
Oh, that'd be
show.
great.
Yeah.
And then we'll put it all out there, and maybe, just maybe, we'll break 70 in our listenership.
Heck yeah. I'm all
Well,
excited now.
yeah,
Since you told me
I
the
am
50,
too.
we got 50 hardcore people. I'm like,
50
yeah.
hardcore. That's what our producer says. He can track it.
Wow.
At this rate, John, we'll be able to storm Area 51 by 2199.
We could. Because I just sold last week an RV. This was after my blood sugar level was 596. The
Wow.
guy who bought it drives into my driveway in a Jaguar. And he's got a military vest that he's created with the 101st Airborne insignia. I said, "You were a Screaming Eagle?" He says, "Yeah." I said, "So was I." "Did you go to Nam?" "Yeah." I said, "Well, I learned the 3 most important words in the military, which is I can type." So I didn't get dropped into Vietnam. You never send the frickin' company clerk. Radar O'Reilly is not going to see combat. Well, he went to Vietnam at the age of 17 as PFC, graduated from Green Beret School and the 101st Jump School. He goes out on patrol to take out the squad leader. Shit. They gave him a battlefield promotion. All of a sudden, he was a sergeant. Then they take out another high chain of command guy. He's a second lieutenant now. He retired from the military as a full bird colonel. And then went to work for Homeland Security as a deputy director. Oh, but there's more. He's also a rabbi because he got bored 10 years ago and took the rabbinical courses and is ordained as a rabbi. And I'm looking at this guy, and he goes, "How much you want for it?" 1,500. He just counts 15 $100 bills into my hand. And I'm going, I like you, Roy. I'm going to try to get Roy on here too.
Oh, yeah.
That
The
would be-
stranger, the better, John.
Oh my God. Green Beret, Battlefield Promotions,
And a rabbi.
and a rabbi. And he bought this RV in my driveway for a guy who saved his life in Fallujah.
Oh,
He took out a sniper that Roy did not see behind him. This guy took out the sniper, and so he's giving this RV to this guy. And I'm thinking, damn, what a story.
No kidding.
really?
Hey, if I would have came to buy your IV, I would have came looking like Walter White.
That would be a good look.
Oh, yeah, it'd be
But
good
for
look.
you, it would be 1,700. You're not airborne. Oh, we've got about 4
That's
minutes,
amazing.
guys. 4 minutes.
Man,
4
tonight went
minutes.
fast.
It did.
Yeah.
It did. You know,
We must have been remotely interesting tonight.
well, we are at the very least fascinating.
Without a doubt.
How
Oh,
tall
I-
are you now, Peggy?
Yeah.
How tall?
How tall?
How tall are you?
You look short in your pictures, Peggy.
You do.
I'm well, I used to be 5'6", but last time I went to the doctor I was 5'4", so I began to shrink, I guess.
I
Or
have.
else I had-
I used to be 6 feet and 6 feet 1 3/4, and I'm barely 6'1" now.
Yeah. It's a
I've
strange
lost like an
thing.
inch of height. Yeah.
It's a
And I'm-
strange thing, yeah.
So we're all shrinking.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. But I will look extremely tall in a wheelchair.
You look tall and strange and interesting no matter what. I just hope that it sounds like you're feeling pretty good.
Oh, well, I am. I preached last Sunday. Not yesterday, but the week before. I preached at 2 different churches.
Wow.
Yeah, and I do it all extemporaneously. So on my bucket list, I would like at least once to be a tent evangelist and see how much money I could rake in.
John, I'll come up and you can heal me with whatever you want to heal me.
There you go. Be healed.
You got to do the Ernest Ainsley, though. You got to strike me in the forehead and yell, "Come out, devil!"
There you go.
I'll do the fall straight back. And yeah.
Maybe we could do it at that Oddities convention.
Yeah. You know,
Maybe we
John,
could have a
Oh
booth there.
my God.
yeah, faith healing.
I knew where the churches were in West Virginia that used rattlesnakes.
I was going to say, just follow the snakes.
Oh, you betcha. Or drank strychnine. I knew the churches where they did that.
I believe in deities, but I'm still not drinking strychnine or letting snakes bite me.
Yeah, it's...
There's faith in their stupidity.
And with that, faith and stupidity, we're going to close it down for tonight. Call it another Monday night full of, as Eli so eloquently put it, faith and stupidity. Until next Monday night, and hopefully we'll have Lenny Randall on or Roy the Green Beret, or we're going to have someone interesting. Until then, I bid you good night. I'm John Guy.
And I'm Eli with Gracie the Wonder Dog.
And I'm Peg from Sarasota.
Good night now.
Night, guys.
Night.
See you next week.